Okay, so this is the these are the instructions you need to follow if you're logging in either to one of the school Chromebooks, or it might be that you're logging into your own Chromebook if that's what you have access to at home. Just to bear in mind, if you are using your own Chromebook, then you will need to log out of your existing account first for this information to work. So make sure you've done that before then trying to log in with your school account. So if we look at the first slide here, and it tells us here. So on this first screen, so when you open one of the school Chromebooks, it'll ask you to sign into your Chromebook. And if you're using your own Chromebook, it will have something similar to this, asking you to sign in. Now, here on this first screen, what you'll need to do is put what's in this box. If it's a school Chromebook, you just put in the green part. If it's your own Chromebook, one of your own, then you need to put in the green and the pink. You need to type both of those steps in. Okay. Remember, hold down the Shift key to make your capital letters, and also remember any full stops if there are full stops. Okay, here I've just highlighted where obviously those keys are on your keyboard. Okay, let's move on to the next part. Again, if the pink part isn't there, then you will need to type that in as well. Let's move on to the next thing. Now, it will then move on to another screen that looks like this. And what you'll need to do on this screen, what you'll need to do now on this screen is we're moving on to the yellow. So on here, you're going to type in the yellow part. And again, it looks very similar, but this bit just has at Primrose Hill after it, whereas this one has at Primrose Hill Primary.uk. So you're just going to type in all of the yellow parts. Whatever's on your login card that you've got, you type in that yellow bit. Okay? You type in that yellow bit. Again, remember, shift for the capital letters and the at sign, which is up here. Remember, hold down shift to do the at sign. And remember as well, full stops if you have them. And then the box underneath here, this is where we're going to put our password. Now, please don't put this password in. Sorry, let's just move on. Please don't put that password in because obviously that won't work. You've got your own password on your login card that I sent out earlier today. So use that login there. Remember, if you need to see what you are typing, you can click on the I to show you what you are typing, just to make sure you're typing it correctly. If you have done that correctly and you've managed to log in, then what should happen is you'll get a screen come up like this, similar to this. It'll look like this. It'll say Primrose Hill down here. It'll say Launchpad, and it'll say RM Unify at the top. Now, what I will do is I will just open screen to show you what will happen when you log in. So when you've logged in, this is what you'll be faced with, okay? And down here are the two main things that you're going to need, Google Drive probably, and Google Classroom. So if we go to Google Classroom and open that, we can just click the Google Classroom tile on the Launchpad, and it will open up the Classroom. Now you can see here, it says already Year 5 Jackdaws on mine, because I already joined the class. If it's the first time you've logged in, what you'll probably have is two buttons here. One that says, I think, says decline, and another one that says accept. What you need to do is click on the one that says accept so that you can join the class and you'll be able to see all the work that's being set for you, as well as being able to access the live lessons. So if I go ahead and click on the Jackdaws class, and you can see here the teacher's already started loading in some work for tomorrow. And what will happen is the live lesson link will appear in this box here when it's live. When the lesson's ready to start, you will find the link to the lesson there, and all you'll have to do is just click that, and it will open the link to the lesson in a new tab within Chrome because we've signed into it. We're signed into Chrome. So you'll just click that link, and it will take you straight to the lesson. If for whatever reason, when the lesson link has gone live, so if it's time for the lesson to start and you still can't see the lesson link, all you need to do is just press the reload button. What that'll do is reload the page, and anything that's been added that hasn't loaded up properly will now load up. And that's the same if any work's been set and you can't see it, you can't see that work, just press the reload button and that will load up the work. I hope that's helped you manage to get logged in. Please message me if you have any trouble or you have any questions about the logging in part. I will be available to answer those. So this is the instructions of how to log in if you're on a laptop or a PC, desktop PC, or a MacBook, something like that. Something that's not a tablet, not a Chromebook, but pretty much anything else. So you should have already downloaded Google Chrome, like I asked you to earlier, and it should look something similar to this. Okay, ready to log in to Google Chrome. If it doesn't, what it means is you're probably signed in at the top here. So all you would need to do is just click that little icon there and then sign out. And then you are ready to get started to log in. So you can see here it says get started, already a Chrome user, sign in. So you click on there, already a Chrome user, sign in, because we are. And you will have received your login that looks something like this. Okay, this is a temporary one that I use for situations like this. So I'm going to be using this one, but you use the one that I've sent to you. So on this first screen here, what we need to do, when it's asking for the email, we need to put in this part here. And it's all of this. So it's the green and the pink. So we type in there our username. So you type in whatever the username is on your login card. But the pink bit will be the same for everyone. Okay, make sure you put the capital letters and numbers if there are any numbers, and full stops as well if you've got full stops. Yep, so make sure they all go, because if you don't put those, it won't work. Okay, and then you click next, and then it's going to take you to a second signing in page. Now you should only have to do this once to sign into Google, unless you sign out again. You will then have to do this bit again. But now on this screen, what we need to do is the yellow part. So we're going to put that yellow part in there. Again, capital letters, full stops, and numbers if you've got them. But this time it's just the at Primrose Hill. So you can see there, Year 5 at Primrose Hill, or the yellow, Year 5 at Primrose Hill. Now obviously I've blanked out the password, but we're going to put the password in there. Now remember, if you want to see what you're typing, click on the I, and you'll be able to see what you're typing. So if I type this, there we go, hello everyone. I can see what I'm typing, but I'm going to turn it off for obvious reasons when I put the password in to this account. And then you can leave that unticked for now. Oh, actually, no, we'll tick it. Let's tick it. And then we click sign in. And then what should happen, this box might come up, so we're going to click save on there, turn on sync. And what's going to happen now is it's going to sign us in for the first time into the Google account. Now, we can get rid of this. If that comes up, get rid of this one, because you should have one that says this, verify that it's you. That should come up. You just click continue on there. And then what it will do, this box will come up. And what you want to do is link data. So don't click cancel, click on link data. And then when it says turn on sync, you want to click yes, I'm in. Basically what you've done there is you've told it, yes, I want you to show me all the things that I see when I'm in school. So all my favourites, all my saved bookmarks, all those sorts of things. Now, you'll get the Google screen like this. What you want to do is you want to go and click on the picture of the house. And what that will do is that will take you to the RM Unify landing page here. Now on this page here, you will be able to access the majority of pretty much all the things you might need for completing your live lessons. So you can see here the main Google ones. Oh, let's just get rid of that. That might pop up on yours. You can get rid of it. Ignore it. You can see here the main ones. So we've got the Google Drive there and Google Classroom. So if you're using a desktop PC. Those are going to be the main two that you're going to need: Google Drive, Google Classroom. The main one being Google Classroom. And what you'll need to do is to access the live lessons, you'll go into Google Classroom. And if it's the first time into Google Classroom, then up here, when it signs in, it's just doing its business. Up here, it'll say Year 5 Jack doors, but yours might have an accept. It might say accept or something. Basically what you want to do is click on the one that wants you to join this class, and this is how you're going to be able to access all of the live lessons and all of the work that's going to be set. So once you've clicked on accept, and then you click on Jack doors, now you can see here, Mr. Guy's already put some work in this evening, just to get people in there. And you can see, oh, there we go, James and Yusuf and Mahit. Some people have already been in this evening and managed to get in, which is great. This is where all the stuff's going to be. And what will happen is when a live lesson is about to start, a link will appear here. There's going to be a link that appears there, and you'll click that link, and that will take you straight to the live lesson. So what you'll need to do is look out for the link. If at the times that you've been told the lessons will start, the link doesn't appear, what you might need to do is just click the refresh button up here, the reload, and when you've reloaded the page, the link should then come up. And that's what you need to do, actually, if there's ever occasions where the teacher might set a task and it's not showing up on your screen, just press the reload button and then it should pop up. So that's how you get into your Google account if you're using a laptop or a PC or a Mac. So hopefully you get logged in. If you didn't, drop me a message on Dojo and I'll be able to help you. Okay guys, so this video is going to explain how you need to log in if you're using a tablet device. So that could be an iPad or it could be an Android device. So the next bit will show you how we do that using the apps that I asked you to download before. So make sure you've got your login card because you're going to need that now. And yeah, let's have a look at how we do that. Okay, so the quickest way I've found to be able to log in on a tablet, whether that's iPad or whether that's an Android tablet or any other sort of tablet, using the apps, that's what we're using. We're going to be using the Google apps. The quickest way I've found is to use the Gmail app, because once we've signed in through that, it just makes it a little bit quicker to sign into the other Google products that we might be using as part of these live lessons, like Google Meet, like Google Classroom, and some of the other apps that I asked you to download in preparation for this. So we're going to go ahead and open Gmail. So Gmail looks like this down here. So I'm going to tap on that and it'll come up with this screen asking me to sign in. So I'm going to sign in and click on Google. Press continue. And then on this screen here now, it's going to ask me for my email address. Okay, so that is my school account, which is here. The green and the pink together. So all of those together. That's what I'm going to be typing in here. So I'm going to go ahead and type that in. Remember, on yours, you'll have capital letters. You will have a full stop somewhere as well. And you may have numbers. So make sure all of those are put in the right places. And if it's a capital letter, make sure you put the capital letter. Full stop, make sure you put the full stop. So I'm just checking I've done that right. Yes, I have. So I'll just get rid of the keyboard, slide this out of the way for a minute. So I'm going to click on next. And then what should happen is not that. If that does happen, what you have to do is just have to cancel and just keep trying. Unfortunately, that is the only way
to get around that. I have no idea. I've still never worked out why it does that. But we're going to give this another go. And let's see. And you can see this time now it's worked, because that's the screen you should come up with. Okay, so if that does happen and you get that error screen, just go back, try again until you get to this screen. And then what should happen is now what I'm going to do is I now need to put the yellow bit in. So this is this bit here, the yellow bit which says RM Unify login, because that's what we're on. We're on RM Unify. So I'm now going to type in the yellow bit, which is, again, capital letters. Make sure you put the capital letters, full stops, put the full stops. Numbers, make sure you put the numbers. And then obviously in the password field, here, it's going to be this password here. Obviously I blanked it out for obvious reasons, but on yours it'll be the blue bit. And remember, you can click on the I, and what that does, that shows you what you type. Remember, tap it again, you can turn that off. So I'm just going to put in the password for this account. And click sign in when you've done that. And that's because I didn't put the password in properly. Let's see if, see, even Mr. Samuel doesn't get it right all of the time. There we go. And then what should happen is it will sign you in to Gmail. Now you can ignore any of these sorts of emails that come up now. But what we've basically done there is now we've managed to sign in to our Google account, because it's come up and it's showing us our emails that we might have in our email account. But we can ignore those for now. So I'm going to get off that. Now to access the work that's going to be set, you're going to need to be using Google Classroom. Now Google Classroom looks like this one. So it looks like a bit of a board that a teacher might write on in class with people on it. So I'm going to tap on that one, and because now I've already signed in to Google, it's going to ask me. I'm going to click Get Started. It's going to ask me now which account do I want to use, and because I've already signed into Google, you can see there that's my account at the top now. So that's one. All I need to do is just tap it. I don't need to sign in again because I've already signed in, and it will log me into Google Classroom using that account. And then what will happen is it will load up the class. So it's just loading the class. There we go. And it'll say Year 5 Jackdaws here. Now, when you log in, if it's the first time you've been on Google Classroom, you might see an option to either decline or accept an invitation to join this class. You need to click on accept, otherwise you won't be able to see the work. Okay, and once you've done that, then your screen will look like mine. You can go ahead and tap on this, anywhere on this box where it says Jackdaws. And then what that does, it will bring up the stream, which is basically where a lot of the work will get posted, and you'll be able to see there's some different things that a teacher has already posted on there. And what will also happen is when the live lesson, just before the live lesson is due to start, up here at the top, what will happen is there will be a notification, basically to say that the live lesson, this is where the link is. Okay, if you don't see that before the lesson's about to start, what you need to do is you just pull down and swipe and refresh the page. And what that should do is that will reload the page, and it will load up any changes that have been made. So whether that's some work that has been set or the link to the live lesson. And all you do then is you click that link to that live lesson, and if you're on a tablet, what it will do is then it will open the Google Meet app. So I'm just going to pause the recording here for a second so I can show you what that looks like. So when the live lesson is ready to start, what will happen is a little notification will come up here, and it looks like a picture of a camera. So you'll see what happens in a moment. Remember, I might need to pull down the screen to refresh it just to make sure it comes up. So obviously around about the time, just before the time that the lesson is about to start, what we'll need to do is just make sure, it's still not come up yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull down just to refresh the screen, and you can see now that that camera icon has appeared. And what that means now means the lesson is probably going to be ready to start. Now, what might happen is this first thing. If you click, make sure you've got Google Meet installed, which is one of the apps I asked you to install before. You click the camera icon, and what will happen is it'll say try and join the meeting. It says you are not allowed to join this meeting, and what that means is that your teacher isn't actually in the meeting yet, so you won't be able to go into it until your teacher's in there. You can't join the meeting until your teacher's in there. So what you would then need to do is just dismiss that, go back to Google Classroom, and once your teacher has joined the meeting, what should happen then, might take a minute or so just to come through. What will happen then is, if I click it now, that the teacher has joined, it's going to then say I can join, and it'll tell you who's already in the meeting. Once your teacher is in the meeting, then you can join the meeting, and then you'll be able to access the live lessons that you need to access as part of your learning. And then your teacher will set your work through Google Classroom, and then you'll be able to complete those tasks and obviously still access the live lesson. And then when the live lesson is finished, obviously what will happen is that camera icon should now disappear to show you that the lesson's ended. There's no live lesson in progress. Okay, so if you see the camera icon up here at the top, that tells you, oh, there's a live lesson on, and so that will tell you there. Hopefully that's explained how you can log in on using a tablet like an iPad or Android. Please do get in touch with me if you have any problems with that.